Hi there, boys and girls. As you know, we have started a new month, the month of May. And you know what that means. Yes, we need to make May calendars. Always a fun project. You should have received a calendar grid like this in your packet for this week, along with a big piece of white paper. You know how that works. So you'll want to gather your supplies, your grid, your paper, pencils for writing the days in, markers, crayons for the picture, and a glue stick to glue the grid onto the big white paper. If you need to pause the video while you gather those supplies, go ahead. The first step will be to write the numbers onto the calendar grid. And as you know, the most important thing is to get the number 1, the first day of May, under the correct day of the week. Otherwise, it messes up your whole calendar. May 1st was on a Friday this year. So you need to find the Friday column. Do you see it? There it is. Friday. You can hear the FR special sound, fr, at the beginning of Friday. And that is where you're going to write the number 1. Right there. Whoops, get it in the Friday box. Okay, I'll put my calendar grid up here. I'm going to use a marker so you can see it better, but of course use a pencil just in case you have to use Mr. Eraser. Alrighty, so I'm putting 1 underneath Friday, and then I'm just counting. 2, come down to the next row for 3. Now let me just show you something to watch out for. I know we've noted this before. After you write your 1 and your 2, and you're going down to the next row for 3, be sure to go down to the next row. Once in a while, I would see kids go 1, 2, and then for 3, they'd start to write it in this top box. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoa, there's the 1. And they realize they made a boo-boo. So make sure you come down to the next row for your 3. Good thing to note there. Whoops, let's make that straight. Okay, after the 3, of course, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, next row. And remember, each row is 1 week, so we're starting a new week here back at Sunday. 9, 10, ooh, I am entering the teen family. Remember, the teen family is 2 digits, and the first digit is a 1. So 10 is your first member of the teen family. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, next row, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're leaving the teens family, going to the 20s family, and the 20s family starts with a 2. 2, because 2 is in our tens place, and there's 2 sets of 10. Remember? And then 0, because there are 0 ones. 20. Okay, let's keep going. 21, 22, 23. On to the next row, next week, new week. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 family starts with a 3. 3 because there's 3 sets of 10, 3's in the tens place, 0 ones. 30. On to the next row, 31, and then you stop because May has 31 days in it. Now, if you got all the numbers in the right boxes, when you follow up the column from 31 over here, it should end up on a Sunday. Let's see if I got it right, because the 31st will be on a Sunday this year. Oh, good, Sunday. So check that on yours. If your 31 is in the Sunday column, then you're probably good. Now, of course, remember to use a pencil. And after mom or dad or somebody, brother or sister checks it, and if everything looks good and you would like to trace over it with a marker, you certainly can. They want to check for things like making sure you didn't do a 17. Oh, I had one here where somebody did 17, right? No. This would be 71. Remember the teen family, the 1 comes first. There is our 17. There's 17. And also sometimes I see kids when they're writing, say, a 20, they put the 0 first and then the 2. Remember, the 2 comes first and then the 0. The 0 is always the second digit in those counting by tens numbers. Okay. So if everything looks good, excellent. Now, of course, we want to go ahead and write, whoops, just tilting that a little bit for you. We want to write May 2020 up here. So here we go, M. And your M is uppercase because it's the name of the month. And then the AY are lowercase. May, and notice you've got your AY giving you the long A sound. AY is making a special sound. Isn't it nice? It's a short month, makes it easy, or a short name, makes it easier to write. May and then 2020. Now we also want to make note of some holidays that come in May. And of course, you know one that we've all been getting ready for, Mother's Day. Mother's Day always falls on the second Sunday in May. So let's take a look at our grid. And we're going to find the Sunday column. Here it is over here. And we're going to count down 2 Sundays to find Mother's Day. We don't count this one. There's no number in it. That was not part of May. That was part of April. All right. So the 3rd was the first Sunday in May. So 1, 2. There you go. The second Sunday in May is May 10th. And that's Mother's Day, May 10th. So you'll want to make some kind of note on there. You could draw a flower if you want. Moms like to get flowers on Mother's Day. If you have any little stickers that you want to put a sticker on the 10th, you could do that. I'm just going to, grab my markers here. I'm just going to go ahead and draw a flower on it on the 10th right here. So makes a blue flower with some petals here for Mother's Day. And maybe I'll put a nice green stem on there. There we go. The 10th is Mother's Day. Now, there's another holiday coming up on May, and it is on May 25th. It always happens on the last Monday in May, which if you follow our Monday column down, here I'll get it so you can see it better. If you follow the Monday column down, the last Monday in May is the 25th. So the 25th is what, you ask? It's called Memorial Day. Memorial. Does it sound kind of like memory? Memorial, memory. It's we have a memory of people that have served our country in the armed forces. Like it's kind of like Veterans Day in a way. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines. We want to remember their service, and especially we're remembering those who died fighting for our country. So it's a special day to remember them and honor their memory. It's also a time where people think of maybe loved ones that have died and gone to heaven, and just have a special time to remember them and think about them. So that's what Memorial Day is. For your 25 there, which will be Memorial Day this year, you could do an American flag because it was originally a holiday to honor the soldiers that died. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do a blue rectangle for the top part of my flag there. And then I need red, don't I, for some stripes. Here's my markers. Here's the red. My stripes on the American flag. So there we go. And this doesn't have to be have 13 stripes on it like a real flag does. Whoops. There we go. There's my American flag on Memorial Day. Now, after you've got all of that done, you want to get your big white paper to do the picture. I'll show you the picture I did. I did a tulip picture. May is the month, it's spring, flowers are blooming, and it's the time of year you see those lovely tulips. Remember we learned when we were studying flowers that they grow from bulbs. They're the seed of the tulip, and you have to plant the bulbs in the fall, which is unusual. Most plants you're planting in the spring, you're planting those seeds then. But for tulips and daffodils and crocuses, other bulb flowers, you have to plant them in the fall because amazingly they start to grow in the fall and the winter. The roots start to grow. And then when it warms up in the spring, then you get your stem pushing up out of the soil. I'll go ahead and take my calendar grid down. We'll put the big white paper there, and I will attach my calendar grid. Of course, you'd be gluing that on there. Draw your picture. You don't have to do tulips. You could do any kind of, picture. Probably you want to think of something with spring. Could be other kinds of flowers. Could be, now I put some bees there, but you can have some butterflies. People think of the insects starting to fly around in the spring. Now, Mother's Day comes in May. Maybe you want to do a picture of you and Mom on the calendar. That would be pretty cool. You could even draw some tulips on there too. Maybe you're handing Mom a bouquet of tulips. And you know what you can even do? Calendars make a great gift. You could give this as another gift to Mom for Mother's Day. She would really like that. So just some ideas out there. Now, sometimes kids do ask me, Mrs. Need, how do you draw the tulips? Let me show you. Let's see, where is my eraser? I see it down there. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to erase these numbers here. There we go. And why don't I go ahead and make an orange tulip? They are easy to draw. Just make like you're making an uppercase U. There's my U. And then just make a zigzag line across the top and start going down, up, down, up, down, up. And there you've got your tulip. And of course you can color it in if you'd like. And then tulips have fairly thick stems. So you don't want to do a real skinny stem like that. You want it to be a little bit thicker. There's my stem. And you can see I gave nice thick stems there. There we go. And then, of course, you can give some tulip leaves. They have pretty big leaves. There. And that's just an easy way to draw a tulip. Well, boys and girls, when you make your calendars, you don't need to turn them in to me on Thursday when Mom or Dad drop off your completed work. I want you to be able to use your calendar and enjoy it at home. Maybe give it to Mom, right? So what I would love is if you just ask Mom if she could take a picture of it and send it to me so I can see it, because I'd love to see it. But you don't need to turn it in. Alrighty, my friends. Well, have fun making your May calendars. I know I always enjoy this project. So God bless you, and we will see you next time.